paint's pretty nice, so what I'm probably gonna do is run a nice one-step polish with my yellow pad, and stick around. Maybe you'll learn something. Here, grab the headgear. I'm gonna walk over to the body shop here and grab some sandpaper. I don't know if you can see these scratches here. A little gnarly. Some of them are pretty deep, they're not gonna come out, but I can show you how to burn the edges down. So, all right, I got some sandpaper here. I got some 15, some 2000, and a little bit of 3000 here. I use this because it's really easy to buff out. I use a little bit of water with some soap in it. It does pretty good, helps glide around. Show you guys here in a sec. All right, I'm gonna go over these scratches here with some 15, get it all nice and smooth. Knock down those edges on these really deep scratches here. I like to go with the scratch and not against it. You never know when you can chip the paint. And if you're reconning cars like I am here, trust me, that's the last thing you want to do. Pay out of pocket, you know. Yes, we have a body shop here, but you can't pay for everything here. Just try to make it look as good as possible here. Alright. Got my squeegee here. I like to use it, try to keep everything nice and clean. Seem to be knocking down these little scratches here. You can't even feel them anymore. That's good. That means it'll clean it up with the other sandpaper. I got this big scratch. You can still feel it, but you can't feel the edge like how you could before. I'm sure if I were to touch it up and let it sit for a night and then sand it down, I'm sure I could get it out. But they want this car today, so it's got to be done today. Make it look as nice as possible. Keep going here. think we're done here with 15. Step it up to 2. Get it nice and smoother. I don't know if you can see on camera here, but those 2 scratches that were underneath that deep one are just about completely gone. Just want this deep scratch here to get cleaned up. Buddy Mason, seen him in the videos, you know, he always brings the cool Teslas around. You'll see when I'm done with this, it'll look 10 times better. Yes, there will still be some scratches in there, but they're too deep. I will touch them up. And if they want at a later time, I can wet sand and buff that too, make them look good. But at this current time, they are looking for this car, so we're gonna make it look good. If possible right now. We can do whatever at a later date. All right, back at it, guys. Sorry about the noise. My coworker over here is pulling out a car. I'm gonna go over with the piece of 3000s. It's made for a little DA here, but I like using it for little things like this. Definitely makes things way easier. I think it makes everything so smooth, very easy to buff. I'll show you what product I'm using when I go to buff. I know you saw me buff this whole car already. I'll give you a little explanation of how I use things here. You're just gonna go over these scratches, same thing you've been wet sanding with 3000, same motion. You don't want crazy scratches going around. I see a lot of people they like doing in circles, up and down, side to side. It really doesn't matter. It's mostly that initial wet sanding that you want to go in the direction of the scratch, in my opinion. I like going the same way throughout the whole thing. Just makes it easy for me, you know. I'll buff it the same way too. That way, if you guys, you know, come across some scratches that you don't want on your show car or just your personal vehicle, you know, you can always pull it out. You can always buff by hand too. Yes, it takes a little bit longer and it takes some elbow grease, but it is effective. It does work. You don't swirl the paint as bad. I have a buffer, so that's what I'm gonna use. Clean this up here. Yeah, a lot of the scratches are gone, just about gone. You can barely see them, you can't even feel them. Except for that one there, that one's pretty bad. But we'll touch that up when I'm done. Product that we're using today, Mother's heavy duty rubbing compound. This stuff is the bee's knees, I'm telling you. I've used 3M, I've used Meguiar's, I've used Shopline, I've used generic stuff. Nothing works as good as this, I'm telling you. Mother's is the way to go. I have their line here. They're heavy duty, they're regular rubbing compound that I just used as a one-step. I have their foam pad polish, which is amazing with the nice foam pad. It leaves such a nice finish. And for those people that like to do like a nice hand glaze after on like dark cars, this stuff works awesome. You can also use this with a foam pad. Works great. Right now we're gonna use some heavy duty. We'll go over with some polish. Let's get it. Just want to dabble a bit on there. Yes, I know I don't put stuff on my pad. I've been doing this for a little bit, so I don't care if it gets messy. I have to clean it up anyway. I run my buffer on 1400. I think it's a good speed for cutting and polishing. You know, it's a decent speed. It's not too fast, not too slow. Gets the job done. Stuff just leaves such a nice finish. Got a lot of the scratches out. You can't even feel them, man. It sucks that it's on a silver car, you know, dirt gets trapped underneath the scratch, making it just about impossible to get out. But we're looking for good feeling. If we can pull them out, awesome. If not, we're not gonna kill ourselves here. Definitely pulled out a lot of the scratches here. Made some of the deeper ones a little less noticeable. Sometimes it's just too far. We'll keep working at it, see what we can do here. You can barely tell if that scratch is there now. Cleaned it up really good. Burned a lot of the scratches into the paint here. You can smell the paint. Definitely coming out pretty good. Quick pass just to clean up any swirls. I don't know if you can tell, but that paint looks really good. A lot of these scratches are burnt in. Alright, we're gonna go over this with that foam pad polish I mentioned earlier. Switch my pads here. Now with this stuff, you can be very conservative. You don't need a lot. Literally, that's all you need. That's all you need. You know what? We're gonna do the whole hood just for the fact that dust got everywhere. Alright guys, there you have it. You know, showed you how to do a little wet sand and buffing on this silver car. I think this is an Equinox, one of the recon cars here that we got. Figured to take a good time to tell you, you know, like, comment, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. I do cars all day, every day. Might as well record it and show you guys a couple things. Maybe you guys can show me a couple things. I hope you guys have a good time. Thanks a lot.